Good morning and welcome back to the 2023 ITTF-Oceania Senior and Youth Championships. My name is Andrew Udall and I'll be taking you through all the action live from Townsville in Queensland, Australia. We have had some insane teams matches before. We had Australia versus New Zealand, and again, we have the two countries facing off. We have Finlu, the one in green and gold, the color of victory, and the victory that Australia is looking for. Of course, the winner between this team's match will secure gold in the championship title for the under-19 teens event. And in the way of the Australian team, we have New Zealand and the one in black, Alex Lukau. These are two ferocious players, fiery players on the men's side. Finlu, the number 2 in Oceania, the 19s. However, he is the under-19 defending champion in the 2022 Oceania Championships, and he will be looking to defend that title. We'll be seeing the group stage of the 19 boys singles later on. For now, we have the 19 boys teams. Been really good over the table, the aggressive game. Fears nothing. But of course, to put fear into the heart of Finn, Alex on the other side, ranked 13 in Oceania for the youth, the under-19. Ranked overall 543 for the youth, and for Finn, ranked 57. Of course, gaining valuable points at the Youth Contender Tours throughout the world, hosted by WTT, ITTF. Finn having had a lot of success in the events, making countless semis, and in the doubles with Nicholas Lam, they won a Star Contender event, the highest event you possibly can win for the juniors besides the World Championships. So we're dealing with an incredibly high caliber player, but of course, from New Zealand, not to be messed with. So as you can hear the benches, the players supporting their team members, the claps as the match begins. A best of 5 singles, and Finn to serve for the first game. The one in green and gold, love all. And that is certainly a way to start with a false serve, a gift for Alex. There are very few players that use the backhand serve as one of their primary serves. We saw Ocean yesterday as one of them, Finn the other one. And the heavy, heavy backspin, you can see the ball just not even fully gripping onto the bat, just rolling down onto the table. And that's the explosive power of Finn. Rotation, again, one of the best players in terms of covering the middle in Oceania. Fearless. The rocketing forehands from the two players. Finn just ready for everything, the recovery, every shot. With the heavy spin now, just a little bit more on the wrist. With the ball, the depth, Finn misjudging the ball, drifting long. A good half-long topspin serve to take a 1-point lead in the first game. Of course, the best of 5. They require 3 games in order to win the match. A good change of direction, the down the line, just changing the wrist angle, the body to get that ball cross court to the backhand side, down the line to the forehand side. And there's the serve and third ball using that backhand serve again. incredibly effective serve for Finn. One of the best players in Oceania with that serve. Well, arguably the best. Only rivaled with Oceania player with that backhand serve who was able to even get Wang Chuchun struggling with it, again showing the effectiveness. Dmitry Otrov, one of the most famous players as well with a backhand serve. And the rotation, the extra spin caused from that rotation, generating on the ball as he brushes it on. But still with the power, the speed, the crackling sound of the ball as it reaches wide as can be on that wide line. And as I was saying, Finn really well close and over the table. Matt flick right there, catching the ball early. Wide to the forehand, you can see the curve on that ball. Now 7-5 in the deuce, the second towel break. The short game slightly putting a little bit less spin on the ball. Ball bopping up, and Finn taking the initiative. Getting it early wide to the backhand. Covering the center line with the forehand. And again, the heavy backspin. You can see again the ball just not gripping fully on the bat. The backspin trying to roll off, drift down. And the contact not fully being made by Finn from that depth. The second one goes on. Finn really good with the legs. Getting down low to lift, generate heavy topspin. Of course, the opposite of backspin is topspin, and the topspin tends to want to kick the ball going up, and you can see Finn sculling on the top of the bat because of the kick of the serve, the fast side spin topspin serve. Finn just finding that center line so well, and you can see Alex trying to cover it. Just not fast enough. The legs, the reaction time reduced. The fast movement, the legs by Finn, the rotation into the backhand side. And there we have again the forehand counter of the serve. The third ball to take the first game, 11-7. Relatively tight first game, the two players trading equally, but Finn just running away with it in the time that it most counted, the last end of the first game. Finn looking to be in good form, good control. Taking each point like effort to drill the serve, the third ball. And the open up from Alex, just not fearing it at all. We'll see what the two players have for game number 2. If Alex can find a way to shut down the counter exchange by Finn to get it tight and awkward into the body or wide out. We'll see what the tactics they have to take down the number 2 from Oceania. We'll find out very shortly after this. So as the players come back for game number 2, Finn leading by 1, the one in green and gold. Looking for the first victory, the first match point for the team. Oh, the backhand, the hook, and the Australian bench standing up in acknowledgement of a fantastically played point. Just the extra wrist acceleration, using the spin that Alex puts on the ball. The second one, the second backhand won't work. The heavy backspin on that center line, the ball curving slightly into the bat, but just not enough with the spin. And that is the drill these players work on. One of the most important drills in the match for any player to serve and third ball. Oh, Finn's backhand just so good. The way he sets himself up, he's ready for it. The wrist back, the arm ready to pounce on every shot. The acceleration with the speed. Of course, the change-up is the slightly slower one on the back spin ball to spin it up and rotate, change the direction from backspin to topspin. I mean, he has minimal recovery time. A timeout called. There's a New Zealand player trailing by 4, having to deal with the fiery shots of Finn. Again, the minimal recovery time. He's ready for every single ball that comes his way. And he's recovering so quickly. So even the awkward shots into Finn just not working for Alex. The number 13 on the youth side in Oceania, being faced with a difficult task of overcoming one of the best under-19s in Australia, the silver medalist at this year's Nationals. So as the players come back from the timeout, Alex, a strong player, but Finn just that little bit stronger, at least currently in this game. We'll see what Alex has, the answers he can find. Oh, out of position, and again, the recovery. And the chicken shot. Wide to the forehand. I mean, Finn is so good in the counter game. You almost don't want to enter it. Of course, if you don't, you risk the fact that he might get in early. And that itself can also be just as disastrous. And that is what I mean. The ball just drifting slightly along. Finn taking initiative, seeing the serve, the weaker ball, reading the spin, rotating over it into the backhand. A slightly slower ball to draw, the ball just dropping that little bit. Finn just not fully able to connect. Wow, a pancake slap into the middle. A bit of a break off the top of the net, but nonetheless, a fantastic shot. And the short, well, the half-long push and the extra backspin making it kind of look a little bit shorter, the soft feeling. Now Finn leading by 2 and absolutely dominating second game, 11-3. Finn in full control, not missing. His recovery is insane. He's showing why he is one of the best under-19s in Oceania. And there is a case to be made, arguably the best under-19. Of course, we'll be seeing who is between a top rivalry between him and his compatriot Nick Lum, who will be seeing in the next match. But for now, as the players get ready to come back, This Finn showing the masterclass of the counter game. And Alex on the back pedal. One in black and white from New Zealand. Third game, love all. Master at work. The slow topspin, just not enough. Oh, so well placed. Down the line, just slightly changing the angle with the wrist to get the placement. Because that's the other thing to note. Because of how well these players, how well Finn is able to use the wrist, it can look like he's wanting to go cross court, certainly with the footwork, but suddenly at the last minute change it down the line to cause a bit of deception. Now Alex 1 point away from leveling the field in the third game. And the backspin on the wrist. Finn really with such good wrist work here. His touch and feeling for the ball is what's putting him now 2 points ahead in the first towel break, 2 ahead in games. Down from the ground, the heavy spin. So soft in the touch, you can hardly hear it. Oh, back from the table, the backhand counter. Insane, one of the hardest shots to pull off. The amount of rotation and wrist needed to push that forward. Oh, what can stop him out on the run and just getting it on? He's just simply not missing. Of course, when you're leading by so many points, you have the luxury to just go for those. Finn, the confidence in the corner, and Alex just not able to find a way to break. The power, consistency of the Australian. Good serve, the short topspin serve. Right onto the white line. The center being one of the more effective places for a ball to go to. Can cause some hesitation, some thought processing for the opponent. When you give it long and you're getting punished instantly, it's an instant reaction. Now Finn 2 points away from taking the first match. And the heavy spin does it to put himself now 6 game points. The number 5 in the men's overall for Oceania, number 2 for the youth. Oh, punished. This time Alex getting the wider angle, just too far for Finn. Of course, Finn, we've seen how insane his recovery is. Alex able to just push it even further. recovers 2. The 6 needed to put this to abuse. The heavy backspin denies a comeback, 11-6 in the third. An absolute dominance display of strength by the Australian Finn, showing why he is one of the best in Oceania, not just for the youth, but for the men's in general. Now giving Australia their first point on the scoreboard. A best-of-5 teams match. The first team to get 3 match wins wins the match, and not only that, they win the gold medal, the championship title. So a lot on the line. So as we get ready for the next one, I was saying how Finn is the number 2 for the youth in Oceania. Well, here comes the number 1, Nicholas Lum, not only seated first in the youth, but also in the men's side. Number 1 in Oceania overall. The left-handed player, an explosive player just like Finn. Has had an incredible run within the youth series. In the last couple of years, has won multiple under 17 World Table Tennis Youth Contender events against the best youth players in the world. Of course, now, as he's been transitioning into the men's side, he's been playing slightly less of the youth events. And same goes for Finn Lu. Just showing how strong they are despite their age. But on the other side, we have Timothy Choi, who has been playing some of the best table tennis of his career. He had an incredible fight against Ocean Belarus from Tahiti with 3 match points. But was unfortunately not able to prevail, losing 11-7 in the 5th. For what was an incredible fight back from the player from Tahiti. But remember, there's a big age gap between the two. Timothy is still very much a youngster, 15 years of age now, producing incredible results, almost taking down the best in Oceania. Ocean, of course, having his own incredible success. And if you want to relive that match, the replay is on the ITTF-Oceania YouTube page. Of course, for now, we'll be getting ready for these two. The second match of the 19 boys teams final between Australia and New Zealand. The best of both countries battling it out to see which country is the best in the under 19 category. Of course, Nick Lum being the left-handed player means we'll be seeing some incredible rallies. The other thing to note, Nick Lum, the gold medalist of the 2023 Nationals Championships in Australia for the under-19s, taking down his compatriot Finn Lu. So that'll be a rival we'll be seeing. He was the silver medalist of last year's Oceania Champs, but now with the serve. And there's the explosive power on the run around on the court to fire himself up. He's going to have to work incredibly hard if he's to get past Timothy, a ferocious opponent. And that is another one on the scoreboard. Both of these players as well, keep in mind, are in the men's team respectively. Will both most likely be facing in the finals. But of course, nothing is guaranteed. There are still chances of an upset. At the very least, this will be the test of strength between the two players. And the heavy backspin short to the backhand side. Touch of the New Zealand player, the full crowd in support. And one of the advantages the left-handed players have is the step around forehand, getting straight down that line, and yet still able to recover. course, Nick really strong with his angles, can push players out as wide as can be. And of course, Timothy has the same luxury. So generally we try to see who's the player to do it first, but a fantastic counter topspin by Nick. Just using the spin that Timothy puts on the ball. Timothy stepping around, putting everything he can into the shot. And a let call, a warning on the serve. A bit of fortune off the top of the net to set Nick the sixth ball. Now, leading by 4 and with the serve, the one in green and gold. And a good change of pace by Nick. Slightly slower ball. Oh, and that's the signature shot of Nick. The wrist rotation, getting it wide out. Again, the left-handed is able to get those angles. And the backhand really wide out to the forehand. Of course, if Timothy recovers, he has to get ready for it to the backhand. Of course, why not do it with just your backhand? Do it with your forehand. The inside-out forehand, you can see the brush on the ball. You can hardly hear how it contacts it. That's how softly it's touched. Loaded with side spin. That is 1 of 7 game points saved. Timothy really on the back pedal here. Nick just firing everything back. It's another one saved. And a backhand ripper to the forehand side to claim the first game, 11-5. Nick making a relatively quick work of Timothy. I mean, keep in mind, Timothy is by no means a pushover. He is an incredibly strong player. But Nick just in full control. We'll see what the two players have for game number 2. Timothy is a fighter. He has struggled a few times in his opening sets, but when he comes back stronger than ever before. So we'll see what the two players have for game number 2 after this. So as the players come back for game number 2, Nick leading 1-0. Timothy, a fighter, looking to level the score. His second games tend to be some of his absolute strongest. And with the serve to start it off. Second game, level. But that serve certainly won't help him. Nick reading the long serve, just stepping around in the forehand down the line. Again, down the line, Nick taking advantage of the two angles he can do best as a left-handed player. Oh, how superbly played. The inside-out forehand, being patient, letting the ball come and just rushing over it on the side. The short push to the forehand. And the punish for using the push on the forehand side. Timothy seeing the recovery, most likely not possible, deep onto the forehand of Nick. A bit of fortune off the top of the net, but a nice short touch game. Nick seeing the opportunity, getting in early. Now leading by 5, still in full control in this match. And the heavy backspin to follow, now leading by 6. Oh, the recovery from the backhand. Fishing the ball. For recovering back in. And the half-long topspin, just a little bit too much for Nick. The ball drifting long. But still in a very comfortable position, leading by 6. The serve will put him even closer now. 2 points away from taking the second game. Fortune to set up, but nonetheless not at all hesitant of a chop that Nick produced. Crushing it down to the backhand side of Nick. Nick nowhere to be seen. Oh, so well placed. And from again the forehand side. The wrist control of the Australian players. Set 7 game points. And Reed on the half-long serve to take the first game, 11-3. Rather the second game. He is in full control. Nothing is stopping him. The confidence is real. And he is showing why he is the number 1 in Oceania and the number 13 in the world for youth. At the time, he was also number 1 in the under-17s. A feat incredibly hard to produce. Timothy struggling to find a way to shut down the power and consistency of the Australian. We'll see what the two players have for game number 3 after this. So as the players come back for game number 3, Nick in full control, leading by 2, and with the serve. Can Alex find, well, did Timothy find a way to come back? And again, Timothy is an incredibly strong player. Just finding the way to break the code. With the defensive blocks by Timothy just nullified. A big X on the block, the counter forehand down the line. fast as can be from the touch game into the counter game. Nick not letting go. And a fault on the serve. I believe because it's over the table. And the slower ball, slightly slower. You can see how it breaks the rhythm of Nick. He was expecting a little bit faster, so hitting it just a little bit too early. Oh, how well played was that? Not phased at all by the chop block, almost looking to try and go around the net. As clean as can be. Now 2 points for Canes to try and level the field at 4-all. Bit of fortune on the top of the net, but the step around on the forehand, crushing to the backhand again, still not lifting the power off. The pedal is in full forward momentum. Oh, a backhand for the ages. Just using the spin that Nick put on and the wrist action, really just all he needed, wide as can be, and Nick just not even attempting to go for it. I mean, he probably didn't even expect the ball to be so fast. Didn't even have time to think. Timothy just crushing the ball now, one away from leveling. The serve denies that. Nick, one of the best servers in Oceania. The quick change, the spin. And a rocketing backhand by Timothy. The rotation forward, lifting that ball and adding the wrist at the last moment to add the extra speed to the ball. And then changing the pace, slightly slow in a different placement now, leveling it at 6-all. Timothy in a much better fight than he was in the first two sets. Again, a comeback still very much possible. Timothy, a very formidable opponent. Nick's gonna have to work hard to overcome him. Nick slightly miscalculated on the backspin. Now Timothy leading by 1. Oh, good recovery from the middle. Just moving that a little bit, warping the body back to cover, to contact the ball with the bat. Into the center of Timothy now. 7-all in the third game, a much stronger showing than one in black and white. But Nick's not gonna let anything happen. He will not lose his lead, and the Australians cheering the support from the home crowd. Now leading by 1. And a short, tight backspin serve to the forehand. Nick really loving to get around, using that backhand from the forehand side. Timothy putting the spin to move it away. But Nick now returning the favor. The backspin serve heavy as well. Both players trading points on their serves. Nick 2 away from taking the match. And a serve and third ball, the step around with the forehand. You can see as he bends down, you immediately know there's going to be a lot of power and a lot of spin, speed. Now 2 game points. And a fault on the serve to lose the match. Of course, being the Oceania champs, the umpires will be incredibly strict with the players. And Nick Lum taking the match 11-8 over Timothy Choi from New Zealand. Now Australia 2 matches up and they only need 1 more to win the teams match. And with the players being faulted multiple times, I think both sides will be extra cautious on their serves. They are dealing with high levels. So we'll be back for the 3rd match between Juan Bay from Australia. Of course, these 3 players, Nick, Finn, and Juan, formed the 19 team for the World Championships, the Youth World Championships. Another formidable opponent. The bronze medalist of the 2023 Nationals, your top 3 players in Oceania. For youth, the top 3 players in Australia now. From New Zealand, we have another lefty. This time, it is Pius Jajal from New Zealand. The one in black and white has been making more of a showing on the international stage at the youth contender events. It will be good to follow his success and see how far he gets with these players, the future of New Zealand. And Pius, 708 on the youth side. Number 17 in Oceania. He's now playing the number 4. In Oceania, Juan Bay. Of course, the number 3 is in the under 15s event at DTS Serene. We're seeing more of him later on in this event. Now Juan Bay, like the 2 other Australians, full of power. Is incredible in the counter game. Australians really producing some explosive players. As I said, for the match between Timothy, although very much a dominant display by Nick, the New Zealand players are not to be trifled with. They are very much a strong team, and they will fight their absolute hardest to win every match, to win every game they possibly can. Now 2-0 down, they are looking to try and fight back. And under the pedal. And so as the players prepare for game number 1, Pius to serve from New Zealand. First game of a best of 5 level. A good spin down to the ground. We'll be seeing the one in black trying very similar strategies to Nick. Of course, this is what left-handed players train for. And as I was saying before, the players being one on the serve, you can see Juan Bay making sure he gets the right height on his serve. He does not want to be faulted. Oh, what a short ball, the half-long ball, looking to just get over the table, almost like a double bounce one, the touch on the ball. Now followed up with the rotation on the wrist, a heavy spin on the backhand. Ball just going long. The fast reflexes, the sudden change after a faster ball on the serve, a slightly more expected serve. The sigh from Juan. Good touch by Paez, keeping it short, keeping it tight with a heavy backspin. Now only down by 1 in this third match of the team's event. Oh, very well played down the line. The sudden change. He looks to be going cross court, and that's exactly where Juan was probably expecting it, but the change of pace. Slightly slower ball and down the line throwing the Australian, who is now down by 1. The topspin serve. Very good control by Juan down the line and just not being fully phased on the aggression from the New Zealand player. Now leveling it at 5-all. Another let. And one in green and gold. A good heavy backspin. And there's that backhand serve again. Just like Finn. And it works again the second time. Bias is slightly misreading it. The heavy backspin 2 times in a row now. In the second tower break, Juan leading by 2. Oh, very well played. The two countering in that center line, and the Australian bench up on their feet. Praise and recognition of a well-fought point. Heavy backspin. Looks like Baez really struggling to get over that ball. Oh, very well placed. Down the line, right on that white line. You can see how much the Australians are supporting their players. A good backhand. Take the first game 11-6. A relatively comfortable first game. Players coming in strong and looking to try and get a win over the Australian and to cause one of the biggest upsets in the tournament. Of course, that is the dream of every player, to take down the best in the room. Of course, the Australians, the favourites to win. Any win is big for New Zealand. As the players come back, Juan getting ready, firing himself up. And so as the players come back for game number 2, as a little bit of distraction from the Australian bench, but it's because one of their players is fighting their hardest against, again, New Zealand, but in the 15-team event. But unfortunately, it's not what we have here. We have Juan Bay now with the serve in the second game. Level. A very good recovery. Getting that wide forehand. Juan slightly on the back pedal. You can see him telling himself, counter, just counter. Pius not letting go. And the heavy spin, you can see how much he gets down the back, getting close to the ground to lift the ball up. Add that heavy spin. A quick change. A little bit more aggressive. To level score 2-2 in the second game. And the open up. The heavy spin wide out to the forehand. Pius just not getting to it, just a little bit far. The curve going away from the bat. And the heavy backspin serve to follow. Of course, the left-handed and right-handed players, the ball tends to curve away from the bat just by the nature of the spin, the direction in which the ball is being hit by the opposite grips, the opposite way people are holding their bats. One in the right hand and one in the left hand. See what he was going for down the line, just the extra spin, making it hard to lift. Now Juan leading by 4. On the heavy spin, Pius just not being able to fully adjust. To get over the top of the ball. The feeling of Juan being shown as he rushes on top of the ball, not with speed, but with spin. It's 1 point out of 4 needed to recover a 4-point deficit. Juan staying firm, not allowing any comeback to come in the second tower break, still leading by 4, and with the serve, Pius is going to have to fight hard if he's to come back in this game. A little tap on the head. Juan telling himself, come on, focus, don't fault. It's a good serve by Pius. He's doing very well with these serves, actually. Getting quite a lot of points off of them. The heavy sidespin just being that little bit too much for Juan. Of course, for every one that Juan misses, tends to get 2 on the table. Now leading by 4. That's a lot better from Pius. Now just letting that ball drop. Counter exchange going in favor of the one of the black and white. He did well to change the direction of the serve, the short to the forehand, but underestimating the spin coming back. Baez just adding extra quality off of that serve. And it was close, but not close enough. 11-8 in the second one. Looking a little bit scared on the comeback from the New Zealand player. Again, these players are furious. They are here to fight, to do their best. They have fire on the court. They will fight back from any position possible. So we'll see what the two have for game number 3. If Juan can continue the momentum, or will we see the New Zealand player come back and fight in this match? We'll find out very shortly for game number 3 after this. This player's back for game number 3. Juan 2 games up. A good heavy backspin to start off for the player in black and white. Players from New Zealand. And the hesitation, the serve gave him the right opportunity to attack, and you see the touch on the head saying, why didn't I just go for that? Try and boost his confidence. Well placed shot in the center line, slightly slower. Oh, very good recovery. Juan getting over the table, flicking the ball, but just not being fast enough. Players having time to recover back into the body. Juan getting punished. This is a much stronger start from the New Zealand player. Like I said before, the New Zealand players are fighters. And Payas is looking to fight back and put this to a 5th deciding set, and not just that, win the match. Oh, very well played by Juan, and you can see the Australians acknowledging a very well fought points. Payas is going to have to do everything he can if he's to stay in the match. But by the start so far, leading by 2, is certainly doing better than the first 2 games. A slightly slower ball. The inside out forehand, the ball curving away, and a lot of the time you see these players going for the inside out forehand because it treats like a left-handed player. But a good open up on the receive. Patience on the serve, just lifting it up down the line. Still leading by 2, a much stronger showing by the one with the serve. A good serve to follow. One now slightly struggling, actually. Probably wasn't expecting this to be as tough of a fight based off the previous game. Some more errors coming. And that is a shot of patience and timing at its finest. Getting down, the ball just dropping and lifting over the heavy spin, a slower shot. And more spin to add to level the field at 6 or at the second towel break. Juan does not want to lose this game. Because for every game he loses, it's the confidence back on the New Zealand side. Australia looking to win this match and win the team's match, the gold medal. That backhand topspin puts them one step closer to the victory, the gold for the green and gold. Now with the serve leading by 2. What a beautiful forehand. The counter game denied by the placement of that counter topspin into the body of Bias. And with a serve like that now, 4 match points to win the teams match and the gold medal for the Australians. That's a good topspin serve, short to save 2 match points. Bias looking to fight back. On the receive now. It's an uphill battle, but it is one he can achieve. Looked like a strong start, but nonetheless. And a reaction for the win for the team. We've got to love to see it. Australia claiming the gold, and there's handshakes all around. Again, they still have to play the next 2 matches. They have to play all 5 singles, but the calm has been achieved. Yeah, of course, we'll be remaining focused. There's a little bit of discussion going. The players might be thinking it's over. Of course, being a finals, technically it would be over, not being a group stage. Slightly different to everything else. So the match might be over. Australia claiming a 3-0 victory. And stopping it there. And it does appear to be so. And indeed is the case. Australia winneth a 3-0 win over New Zealand. The match is over. They will not play all 5, being a finals. Congratulations to Australia, the gold medalist, the 2023 ITTF-Oceania Under-19 champions in the men's team event. We'll be back for the 21 women's between Australia and New Zealand. Another clash between the 2 Titan countries. So we're back for that at 2:30. This is Andrew Udall signing out.